Alrighty. I think I got things sorted on the side. Oh, that's... We are not in an ad. Why are you there? Hold the phone. Oop. That must have kicked in during, right at the end of the last stream. I'll have to see about modifying that automation so that it clears it. Okay, so tonight I'm going to do a little more work on the inventory system. Not there. What was I? And I want to get, like, we don't have it functional yet, and I don't expect to get that far with it yet. But I do want to get where we can pull up the inventory in game, at least. So that's going to be the starting point, as it were. So we got to get a menu working for it. And we also got to probably make some adjustments in terms of the size of the whole thing. See, my only concern is I think this was being referenced somewhere. Not replace references, just find references, please. On special, set menu and child references. It takes the canvas panel. So because it's checking for the things inside it. So I think the only way we can do this what if we wrap because right now the issue I have is I put it on a menu screen. Now granted, all I did was duplicate one of our existing pause screens, but the problem this creates is without making adjustments, the best case scenario is it ends up kind of overflowing a bit. Now, I could adjust all the positioning of this stuff, but it occurred to me that that would still end up being a little bit problematic because we can't see right now, but Music, why are you being all dramatic? That's dramatic too. Can you play something not dramatic? Our issue here right now, it's not in here, it's under miscellaneous, I believe. Yeah. The attaché case render targets here are inactive, so it's not visible at the moment. So we want this guy to be properly visible when he loads in and whatnot. It's weird that it's rendering like that. I'm gonna try something. Because I was curious to test how overall how that looks. And I had noticed that okay, so I guess I have to get the viewport open. Not you. So if I do this, okay, so it does, yeah, it's going to do what I want it to do. It's going to hide as long as the animation plays, and we can probably adjust the play rate. We can like half it. That's actually, I like that. Yeah. I had been wondering how to test this, and I had actually not even thought about pulling this over to another monitor where I could refresh the capture actor. Okay, so the issue at the moment is that this guy falls behind here, and I don't so much mind that we have you know what? Let me get an overlay. Oh, that's not quite what I wanted to have happen. Oh no. Boop. Size to content. Boop, boop, boop. Is it like this? No? Okay, that's not quite accomplishing what we wanted. The footer here is in the way, is basically the long and short of it here. And I would like to hide it, if at all possible. Now the alternative is I bring it here in front of this, have it the most forward one, and then it's still visible. Which, I guess given that this technically is now overlapping up there, that'll be fine. But I was looking to put a back button on the bottom like is on the other menus. It's not on the pause menu, but on, say, like our options menu, if you go into here, you have a back button. In fact, we can actually do that and put one in pretty easily. But then we run into, like I said, this issue of if we do this, it's hiding that. I was hoping to get the inventory blueprint to size itself entirely, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. Unless I can wrap it here in a scale box. And then do that. But it's like, it's not actually containing, let's just scale it to fit the height. Would probably be what we want. Okay, that doesn't actually seem to work, which I'm a little surprised by. Why? Why does... Why does the scale box not size that? If we're going to... Okay. Wrap with maybe... size box? Nah. It's not. So none of this stuff wants to size down. But the canvas panel is. Okay. I feel like wrapping this in the scale box is like kind of the way to go. It's just that none of the other stuff is fitting. I don't so much mind if the top of the case was off the screen or anything like that, so I'm confused as to which sizing thing is really the issue here. This guy should be getting scaled by our scale box here. Maybe. Fill screen. At one point it seemed like it was working. It was simply just not the right width. Okay, that's not good. Scale to fit. Oop, that's nope. Could we user specify? Oh, there we go. Oh, no, too small. We really don't need it to be much smaller than its default size anyway. Cool. And back button referenced as well. Also, I want to do something similar to what you have with the container widgets here, and then have the map and any other like in-game menus I decide we need accessible all from the one spot. So if we that's our pause menu, but if we duplicate it's not a good name. I want to rename this guy, but I'd rather wait until I get him fully going, because that would probably be like pause menu, but okay. So for this guy, then what we need to do is basically remove we can probably keep the loading screen. I could see places where that might be useful to have. Or situations, rather. And then we should be able to delete this guy. And then let's say inventory. All right, I'm gonna copy the anchor points for this guy. Everything else should be zeroed out. Okay. Cool. Character component. That's our open pause menu. Gonna need we're going to need a UI component to actually handle this, or handle switching between the things on this guy. But not that. I was looking for the player character. Character logic. We should be able to just use this guy. Event graph. Input graph. And view input action pause. I guess we're gonna need, we don't have the map yet, but probably need to add this to our menu component wizard. Yeah, we probably need to add one here, because it could be basically the same thing. System event, open inventory menu. And if that's the case, we can do this. We actually have it set as game menu. Set visibility. We can paste these up here because these are just basic UIs that are used by the same parent UI, so that's all fine. In fact, I'd say the rest of this is probably fine. Player controller. Okay. Why is it mad? Oh, target must have a connection. That's from here. And then... pause, set game paused is fine. Alright, so I actually don't know if that's all I need to do. Because it's, I think, needs to be, yeah, it needs to be added. Okay. Set. Don't think this is going to work. In fact, I expect it to cause some problems, but because I think I'm going to end up having to separate these out. But if I could do it all in the same component, that would be good. I know I've got a component that is not compiling, so I expect, yeah, this guy's going to be problematic. Will it still let me play an editor? gonna crash, isn't it? Yeah, that's about what I thought. Bar icons. I suspect this stuff here is the larger problem. We're gonna have to fix a couple things before we can continue testing that. Here, I think, is more to the point. Let's see. So what do the shortcut UI look like on that? Yeah, it's a little bit different. I don't really want to. I don't really want to assume that the shortcuts will always be the same for every user. So I kind of have to see, interactable. User widget. This is going to be I need it to be roughly square, so we can do something like that. And then if we're going to shape this UI, we're going to have to do laggy mouse. Some nested overlays. And we can do rich text block in each one to handle the UI icon, the key glyph. Let's see, we set this one, so should we would do like 300. Let's say up is this shortcut. This is going to be this, and it's input and my only issue is that the font I'm using for the rest of the icons does the D-pad like that, which could make this seem weird. But I think we could stick with numbers for now and be fine. Really? Why is that? Oh, there it goes. I was like, why is that not working? But you know what? These probably each need to be wrapped in a scale box as well. Because I don't have a super great control over each of them. We wrap that in a size box. Then we can specify shit. That's too big. That's probably good. 150 by 150. And then okay. This guy should be 300. let's see. Rich textiles. 3. And let's see. Input. Okay. So then I wonder if I set all these. If they'll take care of themselves. There we go. Okay, so now in our shortcut here, we can put in a size box. And then we can do a canvas panel. Oh, why do I have caps lock on? And then we can add our keys for shortcut. Do that. And then save. And okay, we do have shortcut slots, so that's good. Oh, we have an ad break. I did not see that. Oh, I'm a complete dumbass. This? I don't remember. This one? we are back from ads. I'm just doing something here real quick. I had intended to add another platform to my multi-stream as of today, just to try some stuff out. And I was dumb and forgot that I wasn't using a specific provider for that now that I'm doing it differently. Let's see here. And boop. Okay, we'll try that. Let's see. Yeah, that's just gonna be behind for this particular stream, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll deal with that. Okay. We need to start adding shortcuts. Shortcut. There we go. And let's just do not 25.5. I saw that long before I heard it, Amber. I'm sorry. It caught my attention. But hello. How are you? It was super delayed. I don't know why. I don't know what was with the delay. You're sleepy. I can sympathize. I'm pretty ready for calling it an evening myself. Hopefully so. Although I'm not going to sleep just now, but I mean, I've only been live like an hour. Yeah, like an hour. I will be ready for bed when the time comes. Let's put it that way. Okay. let's add that. We want to anchor this to the opposite, so we're going to do that. That should be 0, that should be 0. And then, there we go. Right, 3, up 2. I also need to update my indexes. So this is index 1. This is index 2. And another one for 4. Let's see. Do we have those configured correctly in the first place? I mean, I just labeled them as that's not what I wanted to do. I'm trying to pull this up. Let's see, so 1 is actually D-pad left. Might just be on your end, but my mic seems quiet. Maybe I was talking quiet or I'm too far from it. I've got the volume maxed out. Is it better if I'm leaning here? Presumably it would be. D-pad up. D-pad right. D-pad down. That should cover the defaults. It's better, but looks uncomfortable. It is a little bit. Hang on a second. I can resolve the issue. I can bring the mic closer to me. Problem solved. It's that time of year again, too. I have started developing a cough out of nowhere. So that's also probably the reason I wasn't talking as loudly as I normally would. Trying to fight off whatever's trying to get me sick. Okay. Let's see. I need a couple things in here. Let's see. And check something else real quick. Okay. I think I actually have that done correctly, so that's good. Let's see. We need a dispatch event. Have an integer value index. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 da, ba, bum, bum, bum. Mic is better now that it got moved. I kind of assumed as much. I could just bring it up a little bit closer. Not that. Say item object. create that. We need 2 animations. A show animation and a hide animation. I can worry about actually doing the animating later. Sweet. All right, we're gonna need get shortcut. And I don't think it's oh, there we go. I just called it something that I forgot about. And then is any music playing? It is. Is that better? I had it down just a little bit, but I haven't changed it from what it usually is. Let me see what the audio levels look like on OBS. They are weirdly quiet. Why is it all... Did OBS do something weird? Well, no. Did Voice Meter do something weird? All these settings should be locked in, but... I could boost it a little bit. Give it a little boosty. See if that works better. Maybe like that. Wonder if that's been a problem for a couple streams now. You didn't say anything Tuesday. It sounds weird. Hang on. Everything's gonna cut out for a second. Does it sound better now? I mean, this song has some garbly parts on purpose, but listen to it for a minute and see if everything sounds different now. My audio may have been doing its weird thing again. It's not like I've, you know, been doing this for over a year. Well, yeah, over a year now. Since I came back to streaming. Just gotta always have some level of scuff. Need this to be an index. I wish that wasn't playing as soon as I hit the thing. That was weird. Okay. Let's see. Good there. Okay. So we need promote this to a local variable. Call it local index. And then we need to assign that. Music is working nicely now. Okay. It's possible there were a number of things being finished. I don't know why the audio would have been quieter, because everything's set the exact way it has been for, I don't know, months now. I can understand me, because I was way back from the mic. But I haven't messed with any of the settings, even the physical sliders on my Go XLR. I don't generally mess with them because I can mute by just pressing a button, and then when I press the button again, it goes right back where it was. So I don't know about why the music was quiet. That part is a little strange. I already had one issue with the stream where I decided I was going to, just for the sake of seeing how the platform works, add a kick channel to my multi-stream, because I had not used it, and proceeded to forget which multi-streamer I was using and had it set up on the wrong one and couldn't figure out for the life of me why it was not running. Oh, I need to get a function for all the shortcuts. Shortcut slot. Widget reference, array. Okay. This should probably be a pure. Do a for each loop. Let's see. Inside our loop, we wanted to get a couple things. Index. We want this rather than the array index because theoretically they should be assembled in a very specific order. But if for some reason they were not, we want to get the one, the index it's set on the actual slot itself, rather than where it resides in the array. Oh goodness, my mouse is suddenly laggy. And we can compare this to our local index. Wait, did I not set? I set a local index, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. I guess it was being case sensitive or something. Promote to local variable. We shall call you L shortcut. I hate it. Fix that. There we go. And we want to make sure that you are valid before we proceed. And then branch that. To select the slot from the shortcut. Boom. Boom. If true, we do yes. If false, we do no. Cool. This is going to be useful for a UI situation, but I'm not super concerned about that one at the moment. refresh our slots. So that's going to be refresh slots. Boom. We need the inventory component reference. Make it a validated get. Get shortcuts. And loop them. We can break this struct, split it out here. We can get shortcut by index. Well, we can't. We don't actually have that function yet. Select. Shortcut slot. Slot widget. Left, up, right, and down. Get the shortcut by the index. Oh, I meant for that to be pure. There we go. And set the widget. Verify that this is not empty. We have an ad in like a second. So I'm going to take a break for ads. Okay, I think we should be... No, we still got a minute on ads. I was mistaken. Okay. Alright, we should be back from ads by now, looks like. So I think we're good. Alright, what was I doing? I needed our inventory component reference. I need to find item in inventory. And we are going to look for that here. And do a not equal -1, because -1 means it wasn't found because it didn't find an index. Branch this off. And then get our shortcut widget, because then we need to set the image for the shortcut slot based on whatever item we are dealing with. Not that. That. And then also hide image if false, or if this guy is false. That looks like that should do the trick. Alright, we need a select slot. It's going to be by integer. Oops, cancel. And then we need a Boolean so that we can essentially use it as a toggle for selecting. So despite the name of the function being select slot, it's technically going to toggle the selection of a slot. The shortcut by widget or by index. is valid. Technically, we want to check if this guy's valid no matter what. Which really... Yeah, no. We can just do that. Simplification. If it's not valid, we're just going to return. Otherwise, select slot. Select return. I'm thinking. There's something I'm gonna have to change about how I'm doing the icons, but so I'll come back to this one. Get selected slot. That's gonna be selected slot. Get slot. No, get shortcut by index. Output. Oh no, return node rather. Select first free slot. Get the inventory component reference as a validated get. If it's not valid, we'll just do this, and then we'll return. If it is valid, we need to get the shortcuts and do a for each loop on them. And break. Is valid. That's not what I want. We want the executable one, which is that one. And then we can do set short cuts visibility. Slate visibility. And we can do a set visibility on self. Make sure we return the node. Alright, and then we need a stop hide shortcut timer. Get this guy is valid. Branch it out. If false, we return. If true, we can clear and invalidate the timer by the handle, at which point we can set it as blank and return. Add to shortcut. Integer. Nope. not set, get. Okay. If it's not valid, get our return node. Get our shortcuts. And for each loop them. Get the shortcut by the index. Promote to a local variable. Okay, so now that we've got a shortcut widget, we need to check it against some stuff. Is it not equal? Check it against start item. And branch. And run this through a not boolean to confirm that it is not empty. And then we need to do find item in inventory. Oh, did that wrong. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't open Visual Studio. No. Oh. Oh, God. Now I gotta wait for that. Let's see. All right. Oh God, it's bright mode. Get rid of it. Get it out of here. Awfulness. It's offensive. All right, so we got those. We want to get this guy. And get set image, hide image. So if that one's true, do this. If it's false, we do this. We also do it if it's false off of this guy. We do a validated get of the item. And from our shortcut index, we should do get shortcut by index. Set L. Okay, fine. Set the shortcut if it's valid. And then we can set that there. Get this guy. Is valid item. And then take this guy. Shortcut. Item. Get shortcut by index. And let's see. Get the shortcuts. Is a valid index. And then get a copy. Check this guy, make sure he's not empty. All right, I gotta do this with the widget. Hide image, false, true. Okay, and then a remove item. Get the shortcut by the index is valid. All right. I may have to call it a night. I am yawning. Don't want to end the stream yet, but at the same time, I will be back again tomorrow, and I'd rather get some sleep for tomorrow's stream. So, I think that might be what I will do. Who do we got? 5. We're gonna raid Zen. Because he's playing RE4, so very topical. I'm going to go to sleep. Have a good night, everybody. I am very tired.